Hello, and welcome to Thriving, Not Just Surviving, a series on the Family Renewed channel. I am Dr. Dawn, and my goal is to help you renew, restore, and revive your joy. Now, if you saw my introduction to this channel on January 1st, 2023, you know that we will be discussing and focusing on a different subject each month. Now, last month, the topic was calculated chaos, thriving, not just surviving. Basically, we were looking at the intentional negativity and misinformation that surrounds us. And then we talked about how we can utilize 3 of the 6 tenets of the ABCs of family resiliency to thrive and not just survive. So we looked at anticipating your challenges, broadening your faith, and building your resources. Now, with this infiltration of calculated chaos, our country has become so divided. We're divided by race, politics, religion, community, socioeconomic status. I mean, you name it, we're divided. So with this month being Black History Month, I thought I would focus on race relations. And I thought that would be an appropriate topic. So this month's title is Black in America, Thriving, Not Just Surviving. Now, here we will be looking at some of the issues impacting race relations, whether within or between races. I believe that in this trajectory, knowledge allows for understanding, understanding allows for empathy, and empathy allows for unification. And my goal is to help us unite once again. So within this framework, I wanted to first focus on Boykin's Triple Quandary. It's a paradigm that looks at the result of having to navigate 3 cultural systems and strategies to help us thrive and not just survive. But first, do you remember how we do it? That's right. We're going to start by completing those 3 positivity prompts if you haven't already done so. Now, take out your journal and write your responses to these 3 prompts. One thing I like about myself is, one thing good that happened this past week was, and one thing I'm thankful for would be. Now remember, you must be intentional. This positive energy is your superpower, and it will help you guard against the negativity that you will face today and in the future. Now, early in my psychiatric training, I became familiar with Boykin, professor at Howard University, as he explained the Triple Quandary. In short, the African American must learn to navigate 3 distinct realms or cultures. So there's the majority or the Anglo-American culture, there's the Black or African diaspora culture, and there's the minority or oppressed culture. Now, these distinct groups have a historical experience or a foundation that underlies their functioning. Now, just as we talk about history being passed down verbally through generations, so are our personal characteristics and culture. It's in our DNA. I don't know if you've ever seen African Ancestry or AfricanAncestry.com. You know that DNA tests can trace your ancestral roots, and you can find out your tribal characteristics, your personalities and strengths that have been passed down through generations in your DNA. So in understanding the Triple Quandary, we might say that in the majority group, there is an inherent individualistic philosophy of like a top-down strategy or a trickle-down philosophy. So basically, it's like, if I am doing well, then I can help others. Whereas the African cultural experience is more of a communal group or kind of like a village mentality, where if we work together, we can all do well. Remember, it takes a village to raise a child. And lastly, in the minority culture, there's this experience of being limited or disadvantaged, which can actually become internalized, like that of the self-fulfilling prophecy we discussed last month. Now, Boykin's Triple Quandary has been looked at within the American educational system, which has a tendency towards individual success, breeding competitiveness among students, which unfortunately is counterintuitive to how African culture would dictate. It's more of a group strategy of learning for success. Now, working together and sharing thoughts and ideas creates a more shared experience of knowledge and confidence in your understanding of things. Now, with regards to the minority realm, there is a belief that there are limited options or resources, and it's understood that they will be required to assimilate into this alternate learning style rather than accommodating their own natural style of learning and ultimately create challenges for their successful learning, not because they don't have the capacity to learn, but because it is not in their natural style of learning. And these struggles can lead to this unfair feelings of inferiority and ultimately challenges throughout life. And studies have shown that African Americans perform better when learning in these communal shared learning styles than the traditional individual learning system. So today, we will focus on the first C of the ABCs of family resiliency, capitalizing on your strengths in order to help you thrive and not just survive. Now remember, these strategies are universal, and getting to know yourself and others people's strengths is important. We all have gifts and talents, and we must recognize them so we can draw on them in times of struggle or challenge. Whether these gifts are mental, physical, spiritual, or emotional, they each have a purpose and can be used in situations to help us thrive and not just survive. We just need to be in tune with ourselves and learn how to best navigate our strengths. So in the example above, thinking about Boykin's Triple Quandary and our educational system, you may have to look at how you can implement group strategies to manage situations. So if you're in school, you might need to do group projects. Or at work, you might look at meetings or team meetings or committee meetings. Or in your family, you might have a family meeting. It's finding ways to bring others into the discussion and help strengthen the communication, strengthen the understanding, and help people be successful. So what is a takeaway regarding race relations? Think about your strengths in connecting with others. Is it through conversation, through art, music, sports, food, technology? Well, whatever it is, find common ground and start there. Keeping an open mind allows networking opportunities. Now, as we close out today, please spend some time thinking about your strengths, what you are good at, what makes you feel good about yourself, and what positive things your family or friends or peers or even colleagues or coworkers say about you or what they see in you. I want you to commit to the following 3 things to capitalize on your strengths, and I want you to own them. So 1, list at least 3 of those strengths you were thinking about. 2, utilizing one of your strengths, I want you to create a deeper connection with someone you know. And 3, I want you to speak with someone you don't know from school, work, or your community and see if you can find something you can connect on and build your network. And something to consider, you can think about purchasing one of our Thriving Not Just Surviving jars, where you can keep track of your strengths or any other things that are important to you that help you to focus and bring about your positivity in your life. Now, before I sign off, I welcome you to share one takeaway you got from today's segment, Black in America, Thriving Not Just Surviving, in the comment section below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And if you feel this content has been beneficial to your development and you would like to support our channel so we can continue to provide this quality information to others, please donate below. Lastly, I hope you will join me, Dr. Dawn, next week for more discussion about the cultural iceberg and Black in America, Thriving Not Just Surviving. And feel free to send questions that you want me to consider. Bye.